high-tech secrets. The survival of justice is at stake.
The whole system's going down.
And all that stands between anarchy and order is one man. Wesley Snipes.
Well, the schedule's gonna change.
Drop Zone.
Yo, initial impressions. I saw it a million years ago. I thought it was dope, you know, probably 10 or 15 years ago. I'm watching it again as an old fart. Like my initial impressions was, let's give it a try. You know what I'm saying? What were your initial impressions?
Oh, I was all in. I was definitely whatever Wesley Snipes was dropping. I was like, take my mom's money. She's gonna get me to this movie.
That's a fact. All right, I'm gonna let you go first, sir. Give me your highs and lows.
So the highs for me is that it did not waste any time getting us to the action. We know it was an action movie. They could have taken their time setting up a whole bunch, but basically they got right to it. You got your character in the beginning. They let you know what his importance was, and then they just got to the whole get him on the flight, getting him out, and it's just action from start. And the investigation, it did slow down a little for the investigation, but then that's when they got into that spot that we was talking about, about getting into the pockets and introducing us to this world that we have little knowledge of. And even like you said, even if it was fake, it was still entertaining because it's new to us, and it was vibe. So I really enjoyed that. That aspect of it, the pacing, in my opinion, they got right to the action. I also love the fact that they didn't make her be the love interest because I immediately assumed that was the case back then, and then I forgot and assumed it again. I was like, yeah, I think they hook up, but no, they didn't. So I thought it was great, and then Wesley Snipes seeming to. I just love the thing. What I love about Wesley Snipes, especially back then, is that he had no problem, being stylish. He didn't have to be represented as a certain type of alpha male. He was still alpha. He had a swag, but he wasn't scared to be, GQ with it, as we used to call it back then. You know what I'm saying? He was always representing himself well, but if you fucked around, you was gonna find out.
He's the grandfather of fuck around to find out.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, just reliving this and watching it, it was great. For me, lows, I honestly I don't have it. I mean, I can't knock the effect shots and the different green screens and quads because back then they work with what they had, you know what I'm saying? And I really can't. I'm
with you. Like, it wasn't one of those blockbuster films, but it was definitely like the 90s and the 80s were so good at the B-rated films were sometimes just as good, if not better than some of the A-rated films.
Yes.
And this was one of those this reminds me that the 90s and the 80s were full of classic Bs. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they didn't waste time with the story. They hit all of the important beats. They got the motivations of every character. They explained out everything so you understood what was going on. You know what I'm saying? They took you on the edge of your seat through a lot of different things. They delved into cultures you may not have been familiar with, and then wrapped up the story nice and tight. And they made sure that there weren't so many plot holes that you were going, why didn't you do it? Or why didn't you do it? It was like, nah, nigga, we got everything we needed. And we didn't waste time at the end of the film. That's one thing I say, classic 80s and 90s. We didn't do a whole bunch of bullshit at the end. He's going to go and sit on a committee and do all this other shit. He's going to get 20 awards. It's like, case solved, bad guy dead. Put my man in a stretcher and get him up out of there, like, you know what I mean, and gave you a little bit of comedy. If I was to say that there were any lows, I can't really. I mean, we just watched it, and for me to not have any lows fresh in my mind,
I'm sorry,
this cosigns why this is such a dope freaking movie, man. Every character had a purpose. Every character was different. Every character really brought what was necessary to make the film. Even the bad guy, as stereotypical as he was written to be, Gary Busey brought this original flavor to it. He brought edge to it. He brought a fresh take to it. Like, White Boy Crazy was his specialty,
It's
and
his
he could,
specialty.
he brought it out. And like at the end of the day, I loved it, man. I love this film, and it reinforces how much more respect level that I have for Wesley Snipes, man. Like, yo, what the freak ball, bro? Like, he could do that hood shit, but he could do this shit just as good, man. With no, you can see that this was not above his pay grade. He didn't have to rise to the occasion. This is his wheelhouse all day long. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And he did it so greatly. All right. With that being said, man, let's get the rating this joint. I don't have the rating system here, my bad. But if I could confidently say this is a classic in my opinion, bro. This is a classic. I'm giving it a classic. Sir, how about you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have to give it a classic as well. To watch it it being that old, and for me to still be smiling, enjoying it, reacting to it, you know what I'm saying? Not letting the times of the effects and things throw me. It didn't take me out. I was like, it is what it is. I knew what they were trying to do, but there was a couple moments where you're like, all right. The wigs on the stunt man and the obvious stunt woman. It was like, okay, well, it is what it is, but I still enjoyed it. I thought, and it was a good story. And it's like, there's still, even though that, there was an era in the 2000s where they tried to incorporate extreme sports in almost every crime movie, you know what I'm saying? And they tried to recreate the essence of the Keanu Reeves movies with Patrick Swayze. They tried to recreate that, and they missed the mark on that. I'm forgetting that. I'm sucking at my job, but anyway, they basically this in my opinion it still works because there's nothing out there like it. You know what I'm saying? There's skydiving movies and there's crime movies. There's movies that try to incorporate all of the above, but like this just really just takes you, like you said, into the culture of it all. The competitions that they have in the bars, the vibes, the traditions. Yeah.
I mean, like, and the only thing I would say is if you would have taken Wesley Snipes out and put Tom Cruise in, this would have been $500 million in the box office.
Yeah.
White people would have clamored to this. It would have been the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I felt like Wesley Snipes brought something unique to the character. He brought something unique to the part, and it made it that much more special. I couldn't see. I feel like Tom Cruise would jump into this and it would go a whole different direction because of the way he's going to take control of the film and the way he's going to see. Like Tom Cruise wouldn't have made the character as funny. He would have been more reserved. It would have been more serious. It wouldn't have had the balance of the funny with the action. But at the same time, I just want people to understand, like, this is just great filmmaking. It's not often in 2024 that you're going to see something like this that doesn't get crazy marketing. This kind of flew under the radar for its time period and was one of those blockbuster films where if you rented it, you had a great time with it and you were telling everybody about it. You know what I'm saying? And I keep trying to tell people, man, the 80s and 90s just was chock full of B-rated greatness. You know what I'm saying? And this does definitely goes up into the pantheon of great films. Denzel might have had Virtuosity, but god damn it, Wesley Snipes had Drop Zone. That's all I'm saying.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Wait a minute. No, they never played in a film because I'm thinking Wesley Snipes and Denzel might have had a movie together, but the thing I'm thinking about is Stallone and Wesley Snipes, and like, come on, bro, even that was classic. But we're gonna do that. I want to do a versus battle. I want to do Denzel versus Wesley Snipes. You take Denzel, I'm taking Wesley Snipes, and we going head to head. What y'all go ahead?
Well, I got one. I want to throw a curve. I'll let you know. See if you can think on the fly. If Hollywood was to remake this movie, who would you cast right now? If they was to remake Drop Zone.
Nah, who would be perfect for this in current times? Man, I don't know anybody. I don't know who has the charisma. like a black actor in this time
Right.
period that would have the charisma that do. And you know what's crazy? He's gone now, but I would have loved to see my man from Black Panther, the lead guy that passed away. I would have
Chadwick
loved to
Boseman.
see them. I feel like Chadwick Boseman would have had the agility, but then the balance of the seriousness and the funny. He could have pulled it off. I would have loved to see him do that. But if I were to say, you know what's a crazy idea? A completely nutso idea. Will Smith could take this IP and he could make something crazy out of it.
He could.
This could be crazy for Will Smith, man. And if I was to go to a less notable actor, man, I'm giving y'all like whole list of people. But like,
go ahead, man. I'm loving it. Go for it.
All right. So the last one I would say is Lakeith Stanfield.
Hold on, let me pull up Mr. Keith. He's been everywhere lately.
I feel like he would be able to pull off the physicality. I feel like he will pull off the seriousness, but he could also pull up the balance of the character. You know what I'm saying? So like, I definitely would love to see Lakeith do something like this.
I like that. Yeah, you know, I don't think he's done anything this aggressive. You know, he's got range. He's been in comedies. Right. He's been in dramas. You know, he's been in thrillers. You know, he's been in the Disney type comedy on Haunted Mansion. But I don't think he's been on anything that's more of that action hero. I would like to see him take that on.
And I feel like because we're in such a different time period, because in the 80s and 90s, it was all about, you know, the trajectory of the actor. It was all about, you know, can you bring people in from the box office? Can you be the big name across the top? Meaning that you're going to come and you're going to just take over the screen. You know what I'm saying? Because you had Stallone, you had Schwarzenegger, you had, you know, they had these very big over the, and Wesley Snipes, believe it or not, I don't give a fuck how much people, you know, can have their doubts. Wesley Snipes was a name in the box office. Oh, absolutely. Where if you saw his name on the title screen, you knew it was going to be something serious. You knew he was bringing something serious. In 2024, I can't tell you one name that, you know, except for like The Rock. You know, The Rock is probably the only person, and you know what? I'm not going to say not just The Rock, but what is his name? Mark Wahlberg. They are kind of, all right, if you fuck with this, you know it's coming with something specific. You know they're going to be here for blockbuster type of stuff. But I would never put either one of those two in an IP like this. Right. You know, I feel like this is a great, if an actor really wanted to make a name for themselves, this would be an IP they could step into and bring something unique, bring something, you know, new to the table and take it to another level if they had that desire of trying to be the leading man. I feel like this time period is more about ensemble cast more than it's about one guy carrying a film.
So no John David Washington.
Oh God!
I know you don't like him as an action hero.
I didn't say that. I never said I didn't.
Like him. Okay. I take that back. I know that you feel like he hasn't really sold it yet.
Exactly. Okay. That's exactly how I feel. And he's too much of the automatic name to go with. I'm not gonna lie, he was the first name I thought about.
But I like him for this IP.
I would love him for this, but I feel like he would flub it so bad, man. Like I have so much fear of him taking this shit and taking it to another level. You know, I feel like he would be so serious about trying to get into the character. No, nigga, you make this shit yours. All right, it's like, okay, the movie we watched, I don't know if we watched it together. It was called The Creator.
Yes. Well, like we reviewed it. But yes.
Okay. Right. That was something he needed to rise to the occasion, and he was supposed to make that his own, and he was supposed to be the name, and he was supposed to make that film work, and he didn't, bruh. That was supposed to be his you know, that was supposed to be like Schwarzenegger's sci-fi film that he did. Like it was supposed to be his Runner or Blade Runner or whatever the fuck it was supposed to be. And he didn't take over the film. Running Man. He was supposed to take over that film and rise above the film and be the centerpiece, but he ended up falling within the You know what I mean? It was like he got lost in everything that was happening in the film. And that
But
was the thing.
that's such an epic project, though. You don't think that this is Simplified where he can stand out?
Come on now. Come on now.
This story
All
is not that grand. We really just need him to just.
Let me ask you this question. If
Yeah.
we would have put Arnold Schwarzenegger into The Creator, do
Yeah.
you feel like he wouldn't just stand out just because he is who he is?
Yeah.
He's gonna make that motherfucker his own. Even if it was Denzel, if you put Daddy Washington in that motherfucker, he's gonna force motherfuckers to, this is me. I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna rise above the pages, and I'm gonna make this character legendary. And that's the problem that David Washington has with it, is that I feel like he fears people looking at him like his dad.
Yeah,
So he's trying so much to be, no, I'm an actor's actor. Like I'm gonna fade into the part, and and this is like, bro, Hollywood, baby, you gotta be the fucking man. Wesley was the man in this film. Like he fucking rised above the pages, and he gave you that, he gave you his unique personality. He gave you his fighting skills. Yeah, he played the part, but he made it his own. And I feel like that's the only reason why this movie works, is because you had an actor that saw the part and said, I can make it better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, instead of, I'm going to play the role. And that I feel like is missing, because this generation is fearful of, I don't want to change nothing. The vision is the vision. I'm going to, let me fade into the vision. And I don't want people to feel like I'm arrogant. No, motherfucker. Be that. Like, if you know what I'm saying? Like The Rock does it and it fails 60% of the time, but that 40% is a motherfucker, baby.
Yeah. And they keep throwing more work at him because of it.
Exactly. And the mills keep rolling the fuck in. So, bro, as a respectable moment, I would love to see what David Washington would do. You know what I mean? I would be skeptical. I would still go see it, but I would be like, all right.
I'm gonna make a phone call.
All right, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Go ahead, make some calls. See what we do. I'm like, if the IP is available, let's do something. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm cool with. But I would love to pull a list together of like who would be some cool actors of this time period. And I'm not even just trying to make it a black lead. I'm like, I'm still
right as you were saying. I was thinking, there's some other guys out there, different nationalities, that they got a look and they got a following, and they're probably dying for an opportunity to jump into something like this.
I know for a fact, if you threw the guy from Reacher, the new guy from the Reacher TV show, if you threw him into this film, he would kill it.
Mm-hmm.
No problem, hands down. He's got the edginess. He's got obviously the physical stature, but he also has, he could be gentle, he could be funny, he could be witty. Like, he has all of that built in it. You know what I'm saying? Go crazy enough to do that play Aquaman. He could easily fit into this. Like, he would probably be the perfect person.
The best fit, because he can be serious and he can have fun when the character needs to.
You know what I'm saying? So like the physicality of it, the comedic range, but also the seriousness. Like, but my fear would be he would be trying to have too much fun. And it's just like, bro, your brother just died. I need you to really be serious. I need you to be damn near borderline homicidal, but still kind of have a little fun with it. But like, yeah, I could definitely see those two guys coming in, playing a phenomenal character, and the movie being what it should be. You know what I mean?
I mean, the script would have to change if we got what's his name from Reacher, because he's so big. I would definitely have that be a running joke that he's too big to jump, and then that'd be a thing about him actually being agile and physical, being able to do what they need to do.
Him hitting his head on the plane,
stuff like that.
Like that. Yeah. I could that. I could
maybe that little even broke ass plane that they find they're having trouble take off because he's so fucking heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some kind of running joke, But yeah, I'm mixing phone calls with it.
Oh my God, man. So only thing I'm telling y'all, man, leave y'all comments in the comment section. Tell us who you feel like would be the perfect person for this. And hopefully Eddie will clip this up and make it his own review. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to
I
force
got
him
you.
to do anything, but like I
No,
would
no.
love this.
I got no. That's God. The only reason I have done it in the past is just because we were a little too intoxicated. I didn't feel like the reviews were strong enough, but we nailed it this time. We nailed it.
But we started way earlier this time. So yeah, right. And I'm trying to hold off on liquor until after the show. But you're right.
But we got it. This is going up for sure. So hopefully everybody can comment, let us know what they think, and who would they like to see if they did redo it.
Facts. And don't forget, next joint 2 weeks from now, Hustle and Flow. We hope to see y'all there. Black Watch Theater, Real Reviews team. We love y'all. VVC Life. We out of here. Peace.